What's going on, everybody? My name is Rob, and I'm the host of The Curated Culture, a weekly podcast dedicated to dissecting the latest and greatest news from around the world of tech and pop culture. Now, we all know the internet can be a busy, noisy place, so let us calm that noise for you. Join us as we discuss the latest and greatest topics from the people and sources that matter most. Check us out every Thursday as we jump into fresh, original content, new interviews, and a host of other subjects that we know you'll find interesting. So jump in to whatever your favorite podcast app is and search The Curated Culture. Make sure you subscribe to the show so you don't miss an episode. And in the meantime, we'll catch y'all on the air.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, and welcome back to Realistic Sustainability Educational Shorts. Away. What is away? Well, I know we've talked about what away is, but do we talk about it enough? Not just me on the show, not just Nick, but you or anybody else. It's one of those places that the forever bin portals to when you throw something in the forever bin/trash can. That's where it ends up, is away. When I speak to kids, I spend a lot of time talking about the forever bin and where those items go, how long they're going to be there. And we should, because when I was a kid, everything I had, they just told me to throw it away, which by definition is just not near me. But it goes in that bin to never be seen again. And as a kid, it just felt easy. It was easy to throw things in there. And it really shouldn't be. It goes there, but it stays forever. Not in our home, but in the larger scope of things. All of our home in those landfills. Should we be talking to kids differently these days about away, about throwing things away, about how we handle things that in the past we would throw away? Yeah, we should. It shouldn't be easy to just take something and put it in that forever bin because generation after generation after generation, it's going to be harder. Even now, when they incinerate a large chunk of what goes to the away space or your landfill, we still have large mountains of waste, monuments to human waste. And it's funny because the land around them is very cheap until that mountain starts to get big. When that mountain starts to get a little bit bigger and they know they're going to have to stop using that space, the property goes way up. They tell people all the time, it's going to be a ski resort. We are going to have our recreation on top of our waste. But should it be that way? Should we even have that much waste? As we already know, 2 full garbage trucks of plastics find their way into our oceans every minute. And it's not just in that patch that we always talk about in the Pacific. It's there, but it's everywhere. Plastics from our landfills are making it everywhere. You can find them in the deepest, darkest place, the Mariana Trench. Plastic bags, garbage has found its way to every part of this planet. We can barely investigate anywhere without finding plastic wrappers, shopping bags, anything like that. We find it in the most obscure places. And I did mean the Mariana Trench. Just recently saw a video where there was a shopping bag laying down there. This gets into our food chain. This disrupts our environment. But when I was a kid, it was just away. It wasn't near me. Our trash is found nearly every single place wildlife can be found on this planet. We find trash inside of whales, inside of birds. Raccoons and other animals sometimes can use it to build a house, but it almost always gets inside of them and very often kills the wildlife around us. Away doesn't go that far. It's not that far away. It can still affect us. So having those few minutes to discuss it, there's nothing wrong with it. Making sure kids know that there is no such thing as away. That's why we call it the forever bin. Whatever goes in there is stuck here forever. Whatever we choose to buy that does not biodegrade is stuck here forever. There's nothing wrong with having that concept and having kids know that that is what's happening. Because if we don't, livable space will continue to shrink. Wildlife will continue to be damaged, and we will continue to contaminate this planet in a way that we can't stop it. Plastics are one of the biggest problems. They at some point will biodegrade, but really what they do is they break down. They just get smaller and smaller and smaller. Those pieces become harder and harder and harder to remove. And next thing you know, it looks like pieces of sand, but it isn't. It's tiny pieces of plastic that still have not started to chemically separate, just break into smaller pieces. You find them in fish, which we eat, and it bioaccumulates into our bodies. Our own trash makes it back to us. The away finds its way back. It's in our water supply. Yeah, a lot of water supplies have microplastics in them already. Sea salt and even our air have small trace amounts of plastic at times. It just keeps getting smaller. They're not chemically separated. Think about it. We're talking about things that last 800 years or more. The first plastics really haven't even started to break down. Every plastic spoon, fork, or knife you've ever touched is still here. Every piece of plastic you've ever opened in excitement during a holiday is still here. Every chunk, every piece, it's still here. It hasn't gone away. What we do need to do is change the concept of what away is. Make sure people know that away doesn't mean gone. Away doesn't make it mystically disappear. It means that it's just moved to someone else's problem. And that's generally and very much unacceptable. We can manage our own. We just have to change a few things. There's been times that I've been criticized by how I use waste, and that's okay. My goal is to minimize the amount of waste that leaves my home, that I try to manage my waste and reduce it where I can. And with a family of 5, that can be challenging at times. I want my square footage to be small. I want to reduce the amount of waste that I have. But I also don't want to greatly shake up the way we do things. I want to change it little bit, big bit. So over time, the habits are there. Not do it like diets and get all extreme. Those don't stick. Little bit, big bit. I set goals and I try to reach them. And then my goal is to reduce how much leaves my property. So not only do my family see our waste, but we try to deal with it. That creates a mindset for the kids to understand they can't just throw it quote unquote away and it never comes back and they never have to think about it again. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this short. If you did, share it with a friend or on social media. If you want to help realistic sustainability, well, leave us that 5-star review. We always appreciate those, and everybody gets to watch me run around going, hey, look, I got another. The last one, how about a bakery? Heck yeah. Thank you so much, Amanda. Those are really kind words. And you know what? I bet those are the kind of words that get people to listen to us. So thanks again. And remember, we're here just to get a little bit better. Each day, each week, each month. Little bit, big bit. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next week.